Welcome to Luscious Living, the podcast where personal growth meets wellness. Here, we talk about growth that feels nourishing, wellness that feels realistic, and habits that help you evolve without burning out. I'm so glad you're here. Let's grow together. Weight loss is a personal development journey. It's a glow-up journey. And I, as someone who focuses on nutrition specifically for my career, will shout through the rooftops that it is a mindset. Of course, nutrition matters. Of course, fitness matters, and your sleep, and certain maybe supplements and teas. And I talk about all that on the channel. But really, weight loss, or weight release, as I always prefer to call it, because you're releasing what no longer serves you, is a mindset. And this is why we see people, or maybe we've done it ourselves, we can lose weight temporarily on a challenge or a program, or maybe you have a wedding coming up or a vacation and you are diligent with that weight loss and tracking everything and doing certain special workouts, or maybe you're measuring things in a very specific way. But after that event or program, it goes back to normal. And this is why, again, I'm going to repeat that, but it is a personal development journey. And today I'm going to go into 7 reasons why this is such a inward path to follow and what exactly I mean by that. And really, this is what I focus in on my sessions, on top of personalized nutrition based off of your goals, your needs, your budget, and the season of life that you're in, as well as blood work. But this is going to have a different flavor and really help you tap into a different part of your mind and your body, okay? So let's get right into things. This is a personal development journey because you are practicing putting yourself first. I find a lot of people, and again, if you know my journey, I have had quite a journey with my own weight. In my life, and in my 20s, I was very, very heavy due to my emotional processing and lack of tools and there's a lot, really, what I'm going to be talking about here today. But I was going through a lot. And of course, every time I speak to my clients who are dealing with weight loss as well, it's so much more than just about the food. And of course, there is a mismatch with what is being eaten as well. But when we look at it, a lot of the time, if you're honest with yourself too, is we might have put other people first, other people's needs first. Or even if it's not other people's needs, it's just other people's opinions, other people's timelines, other people's goals. Am I behind? Am I ahead? Am I measuring up to them? Am I good enough? Did they like me? Why were they weird with me? Or anything like that. Really, this could be at work, at school, with your friends, in any environment that you're in. But the people who have the body they want, they always put the focus back on themselves. They put themselves first. Is it the fact that, and they put this goal of being healthy first. I had a bad day. Do I want to, again, I will do this. You might plop on the couch or the bed, but guess what? And then after that, go for a walk. Or sometimes you skip the bed entirely, and how you're putting your walk first before your relaxation, right? It's putting yourself first, and maybe you're waking up earlier, maybe you are sleeping later to get that workout in, your steps in. It is this conversation of putting yourself first. And maybe people are saying, hey, let's go out, let's go do this. And you had scheduled a workout and you haven't gotten your steps in, you haven't gotten your meal prep. And again, some people might disagree with this, but I believe sometimes on the journey, you have to say no to those things, put yourself first so that you can actually show up the next time and say, yes, this was planned. I feel good. I'm going to enjoy my food, enjoy the company. But you've already worked out. You've already put yourself first. Okay, so that's really, really key. The other aspect of this, number 2, is this is a personal development journey because you are practicing keeping promises to yourself. So similar to that first point, if you said you're getting in 3 workouts this week and you're doing 3 sets of 12 or whatever it is, or if you're getting 5,000 steps in, you're getting 20,000 steps in, you are going to bed at this time. It is keeping those promises to yourself. And once you become someone who just keeps those small promises, you trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you become confident. So confident is not due to this external image of the way that, society might think confidence comes from. No, confidence is from being the kind of person where you keep promises to yourself. If you had a friend that constantly you couldn't trust, that no matter, even if it's, hey, I'll call you tonight, and then they don't call you, hey, I'm going to, be there for your party, and then the same person keeps not showing up, would you trust that person? Of course not. So then we walk around not trusting ourselves, and just this intense avoidant experience, whether we realize it or not. So the key here is to not set these great grand promises to yourself at the start either, because you might have a history with yourself of, well, I can't keep these promises anyway, so why bother? But the key is to look at, instead of going from, maybe you work out efficiently, maybe you just had a baby and you're like, okay, I need to start working out again. Instead of saying, I'm going to work out 5 days a week at the gym, and you haven't been to the gym for 6 months, let's go for a 10-minute walk every second day. Or you know what? Not even that. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk once a week. And you might say, oh, well, what's the point? Well, there is a point to that. There is a point to the 10 minutes. And for me, I started off my exercise journey with a 10-minute walk every day. That's all I could fathom doing. And that has led to so much more. Now I can't go a day without more than an hour and a half of exercise, just because I just feel completely restless if I don't. My muscles, everything. But that's how you get to that point. Rain or shine, tired or not tired, period or no period, whatever it is starting small. And again, it's just by breaking it down and really making it sustainable. Another example is if you eat out most of the time. Let's say you eat out 3 to 5 times a week. Instead of saying, I'm never going to eat out again, or I'm not eating out all of this month, which I see time and time again in my sessions, it's, okay, I can prep things. If you're prepping only things once a week or twice a week, let's start with the number that you can do. Okay, is it prepping 1 time a week and then you only order out 2 times? Great. That's fantastic. What do we need to do to be consistent with that? How do we keep that pleasurable and fun, especially when life gets busy and you're going through some different things in life? Okay, great. So we're consistent with that, and then you can move on to doing more if you so choose. The next aspect of this is committing to your future self more than who you are in the present or past. This is when you go out to eat, when you're about to hit snooze, when you're about to get dressed. Do I want to commit to my future self, who is at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, where you look in the mirror and you're like, okay, well, I kind of feel sloppy, or, hey, I look good. I look like I put myself together. Hey, I have a lunch ready, versus I don't have a lunch ready again, and now I have to eat out again, and I don't feel good, and then the money, right? Again, this is not ever coming from a place of shame, because I'm telling you, I've been through all of these spaces. I guide women through all of these different spaces, and men. So please, this is coming from pure love and desire to support. But then also, I feel like in our society, it's just shied away from tough love and honesty as well. So that is also what you're going to get here. And so same with decisions. When you're looking at your coffee order, do you want to make decisions for your future self when you have that dress that you're going to put on for that baby shower, for your vacation, or when you go and weigh yourself on Sunday or Monday, whatever day it is? Or is it for the tired version of yourself right now? Or is it, again, that version of you who is waking up the next day feeling bright, feeling energetic, feeling good? And this is a dance, because I still have those moments of, screw it. I've had, this kind of day, or I'm craving this. It's my period, whatever it is. So again, we're all human, but for the most part, making those decisions for your future self. And you might say, okay, well, I have to live a little. Life is hard, or life is XYZ, but I want you to pay attention to that voice too. Why, just because you had a hard day, you have to buy the cake? Why, just because you are on your period, you have to eat the extra cheesy, whatever it is? It's just, it's a rhetorical question there. So it's something for you to explore. And I really, really encourage you to think about that on your next walk. The next aspect of this is learning about yourself as well. This is a personal development journey. You're learning about what foods make you feel good, what types of foods that feel healthy but not boring for you, foods that are easy grab and go, the amount of food that you might need for lunch that helps you tide you over for dinner, the foods that you might eat that make you feel sleepy or energetic, the foods that are really great for bringing a potluck and you want to keep things healthy. This is such a journey. And and it goes into the fun things. Okay, here, now that I can wear the clothes that I like, here are the colors that look the best on me. Here is how my hair looks the best when I have a different neckline. I'm wearing a halter top, so my hair looks better like this, or I'm wearing a V-neck, my hair looks better like that. You're starting to think about things that are really peaceful and fun to think about versus what am I going to wear? Nothing fits. I remember just leaving the house and just feeling like this chaos every time I left the house because either nothing fit, nothing looked good. I felt disgusting in my body. I felt bonded in my body. And so when you start to actually take care of yourself in this way, now you can think about, again, your best colors, your best accessories, how your hair might look, how you want to contribute to the world. Because otherwise we're stuck feeling in our body, we're stuck feeling tired and thinking about lower level priorities when you have a whole life to live, when you have so much to give to the world and give to yourself and experience joy and learning and growth and contribution. That's what this is really about. Because again, otherwise we stay stuck in our own world. It feels like bondage. The other aspect of this is taking pride in taking care of yourself. So not just, doing it because you have to, but actually enjoying it, feeling proud of yourself and thinking about that 10-year-old version of you. What would she think of you now if she looked back? How about your 80-year-old version? What would she think? And I often think to myself as I don't want to waste my time or my youth or my energy when one day, hopefully, I will be 80 years old and not look back and say, man, I wasted my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, my 50s feeling uncomfortable in my body, feeling uninspired, feeling stuck. Instead, I focused on, I put myself together, I feel good, I look good, now I'm able to go out into the world and give the gifts that I have and make this world a better place. And I know I always end up coming to this deep conversation. That's just how my mind works, but that's really what it is. If we zoom out and then zoom back in, that's really ultimately we want to enjoy our life and enjoy the time that we have here. Another aspect of this is to be inspired by others. A lot of the time, when we are so focused on what's wrong with our life and our body and what's not going well, and again, because you don't feel good, your thoughts are not as great, you might have jealousy or envy towards other people who might have the body that you want or the lifestyle, whatever it is. But instead, take all of that energy of envy and jealousy and put it into you. What is it about that person that is making you feel uncomfortable? Is it the fact that they can wear any sort of outfit, jeans and a tank top, and they look good? Is it the fact that they always have, they look put together? Is it that they're wearing a crop top? Is it because they have visible abs or they have toned arms or whatever it is? Take the focus, that negative focus on that person and look at how can you achieve that as well, because if someone else has that, so can you. But so many people I notice have such mismanaged energy towards someone that has done the inner work. Because believe me, someone who is in their 30s, 40s, 50s, who looks incredible, not just body-wise, but they just look taken care of. They put in the effort and they have transformed a lot of that negative energy. And again, this is not everyone, but there's just certain types of people where they have done the work. Once you start speaking to them and they are someone who's inspired by others, like pump other people up, it's not just superficial. Yes, again, some people maybe did other things and they, it was a matter of nutrition and tracking and whatever it is, but I'm really talking about people who are leveled up mind, body, spirit. So be inspired by these people. See how you can understand more about yourself through that journey and make it a list of, okay, here's the thing that I want in my life and what are you willing to do about it? What are you willing to stop doing? And what actions are you willing to do? And start to create that vision for yourself and how your life can be. And put, again, coming back to that first point, put that energy back into yourself. And when you are so focused on becoming the best version of yourself, then weight loss just becomes a side effect. And this is also the next point, and the last point is being honest with yourself. Usually, weight loss is really facing our avoidant tendencies, avoiding how much we eat, avoiding the types of food we might eat, how we eat. So eating on the go, eating distracted, not eating, and then binge eating, or it's eating foods that are not healthy for us because we didn't put the time to make a recipe or do a meal prep. It's also tracking calories sometimes as well. This often comes up is when someone is ready for a weight loss discussion. But we do talk about tracking. And again, I personally was not ready to track when I first started my weight loss journey. But you might track your protein intake. You might track your steps. You might track your sleep if you're not ready to track calories. But again, there is that avoidant tendency there as well, is can I face my numbers? Can I face the data? Can I face the weight? And again, I'm not making meaning out of it. It's simply looking at this is data and the emotions come up. I feel uncomfortable about this. And being honest with yourself that you do want to lose weight. You might want abs. You might not want abs. You might not be willing to do what it takes to achieve 12% body fat, for example, but you are willing to do the work for 20% if that's what your goal is. You might have to be honest about who are the type of people that every time you're around them, you fall into bad habits. And again, not putting it on them because no one is forcing you to open your mouth and keep it open the rest of the day, right? But it is looking at, am I honestly my best self around these people? Is honestly my bedtime, my wake up time working? Is my workout routine? Am I, scrolling on my phone the whole time I'm working out? Am I doing random programs or do I honestly have a backed plan that I continue to do and I'm tracking it and I'm doing heavier and heavier weights? Or this is your walks. Maybe you're adding in some sprints. Maybe you're adding in a weighted vest or ankle weights or arm weights or whatever it is. Same with your sleep. Am I honest with my screen time before bed? It's really about that honesty that I really don't think a lot of people like to do it. I know I don't like to do it, but I want to in order to become the best version of myself. And I know if you're listening to this, that you are here to become the best version of yourself because life is too short to be feeling stuck in our body. Because again, all of these things, once we focus on all of these, the 7 points I mentioned, all of a sudden you start to focus on your wellness, you start to focus on your health, you focus on your goals, and then that discomfort, and here's where the honesty comes in, the discomfort of boredom, discomfort of loneliness, the discomfort of isolation or disconnection, frustration, overwhelm, and why we turn to food also come into place. Being honest with ourselves about what needs to be done, even if it's a micro movement. This could be, hey, I know I don't drink enough water. I'm getting a great water bottle and drinking it. If you find that water is making you feel uncomfortable, you get bloated afterwards, that is where I would fully invite you to speak with someone like myself to really work on gut health. You might look at, okay, so that's 1 or 2 action steps. An action step might be, okay, on Sundays, I am going to finally, get the freezer food out and then put it in the air fryer. I am going to add one new fibrous food every single week. I'm going to switch from lentils to chickpeas to black beans and have that in there. And it does not matter what it is. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It is your journey. And this is an ongoing journey. I really don't think there is this finish line when it comes to our personal development and becoming the best version of ourselves. So the goal is to make one healthy decision a day and really think about these 7 points on how weight loss is a self-development journey. Enjoy, and please reach out if you have any thoughts, any questions, any way I can be of service to you. Have a wonderful day. If this conversation added value to your world, I'd love to receive a 5-star review from you. It really helps to reach the right ears. For deeper dives and curated resources, be sure to check out the links below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll meet you back here next time.